How Walmart is pulling back on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs under pressure from a conservative activist. A great American company and the nation's largest retailer, more than 1.6 million American employees alone, and annual global revenue of nearly $650 billion. So I'm happy to say we're joined now for an exclusive interview with John Furner, the president and CEO of Walmart U.S. John, thank you very much for joining us. I want to get into holiday shopping. I want to get into grocery prices, but I got to ask you off the top to talk about this report I'm reading in today's Wall Street Journal about how Walmart is pulling back on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs under pressure from a conservative activist. So a few of the changes here: phasing out the term DEI, winding down the Center for Racial Equity, no longer giving priority treatment to suppliers based on race or gender diversity, and preventing sellers from listing some transgender-related or themed items on the website. So is that accurate from what you're hearing, and why the changes?
Well, first of all, good morning, and thanks for having me. It's great to be here. I'm in Houston, Texas, in our Friendswood location, so it's exciting to be in the store this time of year. First, let me say, like many companies all across the United States, we've been on a journey, and we continue to be on a journey. And what we're trying to do is to ensure that every customer, every associate feels well.
All right, I got to interrupt. I tried to let him talk for a little bit, but I got to interrupt. Bro, just answer the question. This is what I'm talking about as far as direct communication. But people have to appeal to so many different types of people, so they end up getting up here not answering the question in a direct way. And I think we've gotten to the point where it's become so out of hand that people respect it more. Even if you say something that I disagree with, the fact that you just answer it directly says a lot about you. It allows me to respect, even though I may not agree with your opinion and your perspective, but it allows me to respect it. I don't feel like I'm being lied to or manipulated. I'm just being totally honest. I've never heard from John Furner before, but just in the first 30 seconds of him answering this question, it sounds political. It sounds political. Why not just jump on there, answer the question, address the question directly? Yeah, well, we've tried to implement the DEI programs over the last 3-4 years. Here's some of the pros that we found. Here's some of the cons. And ultimately, this is why we made the decision to roll back some of those initiatives. Why can't people just say these things? Instead, it's always, our objective is to make sure that everybody can come in and shop. What are the pros? What are the cons? Because let's say that people are just now, what and a lot of companies are being accused of is because Donald Trump won, because there's a lot of Republican pressure to now roll back these DEI programs. A lot of the companies are caving to that. I don't respect that. If you believe that DEI is a good thing, if you really believe it, your job as CEO, that means you're looking at a lot of the numbers, right? You're looking at, hey, from my standpoint, let's get a bunch of people in the room. Let's get a bunch of people that we value their opinions on all different levels of the company. And let's talk about the pros and cons of DEI. Now, if the cons outweigh the pros, let's get rid of it or let's restructure it. If the pros outweigh the cons, let's keep it, but maybe let's change it up a little bit. They just sway based on what's hot at the time. It's like a fad type of thing. When you're not direct, it makes it seem like, to me, you're just saying what you think that I want to hear in order to justify the decisions that you made within your company. Let's keep going.
Welcome here to shop and to feel like they belong. And that term belong, we've been talking about belonging now for almost 2 years. Early 2023, we started talking about belonging. And we're going to continue to make the best decisions we can that makes everyone, our customers, our associates, feel like this is an environment they can shop in and thrive in.
Okay, so real quick, we're at 1 minute and 40 seconds. Somebody remind me. I want to go back to the actual question. Can we go back to the actual question?
$1 billion. So I'm happy to say we're joined now for an exclusive interview with John Furner. I want to get into holiday shopping. I want to get into grocery prices, but I got to ask you off the top to talk about this report I'm reading in today's Wall Street Journal about how Walmart is pulling back on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs under pressure from a conservative activist. So a few of the changes here: phasing out the term DEI, winding down the Center for Racial Equity, no longer giving priority treatment to suppliers based on race or gender diversity, and preventing sellers from listing some transgender-related or themed items on the website. So is that accurate from what you're hearing, and why the changes?
So I just wanted to show y'all the question. Now, he finished the question at 1 minute, and we just heard 40 seconds of this guy, John Ferner, talking about stuff, in my opinion, that did not answer the question. That did not answer the question. This is, you know what this reminds me of? Because a lot of people, I think this is what makes JD Vance so attractive. JD Vance is able to be in a lot of these positions and answer the questions almost in a politically correct way. And what I mean by almost is like, it's very smooth. Like, it comes across as very digestible, the things that he's saying, but he's also extremely direct. Where you have a guy like Trump may communicate something very directly, but it may not be as digestible as how JD Vance and Ant, of course, Ant gonna say the pause and all that stuff. Yeah, I know. I got to be careful when Ant's listening. But JD Vance, the things that he says, to me, in my opinion, they are direct, but they're very easily to digest. They're easy to process. You understand his perspective. It comes across very relatable. I think that's what a lot of these people are striving for, but they miss answering the questions directly. I still don't have an answer from him. We'll keep going for a little bit, and then we'll get to some of the questions that I have. And if you do me a favor, like, it's going to help boost the algorithm. So if you haven't already, just like the show, and appreciate y'all in advance.
Shop in and thrive in.
Is diversity among your suppliers still important to you at Walmart, John?
Well, starting with our company back in 1962, we were a small business, a single store that operated out of Rogers, Arkansas. And so we'll continue to do the things that we can do to ensure that.
Yo, this sounds like the whole Kamala Harris. I grew up with a single mother. I grew up in a middle-class family.
Small suppliers have a path to being successful, not only at Walmart, but in their business in total. You know, every year we really focus on made in the USA. About 2/3 of what we sell is either made, grown.
What we're witnessing is what happens when you have Black Lives Matter and the LGBTQ communities and their agendas that have been bullying these companies for years. That's what we're seeing right now, displayed in front of us. People that now he doesn't even want to say diversity, equity, inclusion. He doesn't want to say any of these words that are directly associated with DEI. He doesn't even want to address it. Gail, she just asked him a question, but the other gentleman, and I think Nate's going to come in as well, they're asking certain questions that are very direct, and he's not answering any of them, in my opinion. He's skating right past it. They're not holding him to it, and he's getting away with it.
Are assembled right here in the United States.
But like I said, everything's a response. Like, everything works in cycles. After George Floyd, we saw what happened. A lot of these companies, it's like out of nowhere, oh, we need DEI programs. We need to put a sticker in our window saying that we support Black Lives Matter. Matter of fact, no, not that Black Lives Matter, the ones with the rainbow. Put the Black Lives Matter sticker with the rainbow because we support LGBT. It turned into something where they were getting bullied. And a lot of people felt it for a very long time. And what we're seeing now with Trump being elected president is a response to all that. So all those people that we celebrated, all those people that or I'm not going to say we, all those people that a lot of these Black Lives Matter groups, Black activist groups, LGBTQ groups were celebrating, a lot of those companies, they weren't doing that because they thought that that was the best thing. They weren't, the majority of them, in my opinion. They didn't have good intentions when it came to that. They were just sitting there saying like, all right, man, this seems like it's going to be a movement. Let's just figure out, how we can use this to our advantage from a marketing standpoint, say that we're working with these groups, say that we're giving these groups opportunities, but not really care about it. Because if you really cared about it, instead of him saying everything that he's saying right now, he would be sitting here saying, look, these are the issues why we implemented DEI in the beginning. We still have a lot of these issues, but we are choosing to go a different direction because those foundational issues that we were looking to address, we do not feel that our current strategy in implementing DEI and implementing some of these other programs is working effectively. That's what you could have said, and people would have respected it. And I'm somebody who I don't like DEI. I've been talking about it for years with y'all, and we've been talking about it for years on this show. I'm not a supporter of it. I do not think that it benefits people. Let me be very clear. I do not think it benefits the people that are given the opportunities based on anything outside of merit. So let's get into, so here's some of the questions that I had. Hold on. Let me, I see a couple comments. Come on, bro. Keep it respectful, Greg, man. All right. Let's talk about the people. Hold on. Oh, we got a bunch of these. Jeez. All right. So y'all got y'all. All right. So let me, y'all got y'all back and forth. Back and forths are good. That back and forths are good, but let's just all keep it respectful in the chat. Few things. JD Vance may be direct. I am, however, not attracted to him. Craig C yelling at us over that chat. You're not, man. All right. Answer that he's not a JD Vance guy. To me, JD Vance is one of the most impressive politicians that I've seen. Like, out of all these politicians that we've seen, like supporting Donald Trump, supporting Kamala Harris, supporting Joe Biden, all of the candidates, to me, he's the most impressive communicator. Zappa wrote, the American people have spoken and Democrats aren't listening. I agree. Reminds me of Lucille. I hope she is well. It's funny. I just thought about Lucille. Didn't earn it. That's the same way I look at it. And what people don't realize. So let's get into this conversation, because my buddy sent me this and I didn't even read it. Because I was like, you know what? We're going to wait to get on the show. It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.